People get treadmills with the best of intentions, but for many people, it ends up as a clothes hanger or just gathers dust. You don't have to be bored by treadmill workouts. Lurene Cachola shows us how to look good and feel great. Lurene?
Well, Joe, there's an obvious purpose to a treadmill, walking or running indoors and staying out of the elements, but that can get old. Fortunately, there's a lot more that you can do with the treadmill. And here to show us some of the things that you can do with the treadmill besides the typical walking and running is fitness trainer Wendy Holmes. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So what can I do with this? I mean, I have to tell you, I get really bored when I do use treadmills.
Well, let's start with why you might get bored. Like, okay, we're gonna hit the start button.
Okay.
Which is what a lot of people do. They walk up to the treadmill and they hit start and they keep hitting it up a little bit to, you know, so they're walking, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is what most people do. And then there's a TV in front of them, their headphones are on,
Yes.
and they have at it. So I'm saying this treadmill has a lot of great features on here, and I think you should pay attention to them, such as the speed or incline, or even programs already built in that'll take you up like you're going to San Francisco and in the mountains or at a pretty park. But you should look at the features and really maybe take advantage of them.
And the point is, you have all this technology, why not use
Exactly,
this?
and you've made it this far, which is huge. And you know what? Some days this is the pace and it works. But you really need to try to take advantage of the features and get the most out of your workout. Try to get into your training zone, and you're going to need your speed increase and your incline to do that. But while we do have it on this low speed, I want to show you an exercise you can do that's kind of different than instead of running and walking on a treadmill, and that is lunging. Okay. So, holding on here to the rail, you would want to do this at a speed which is we're about a 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. Might be slower or a little faster for someone, but now start lunging out.
No, that is different than just walking.
So this is more than just walking. You should feel this a lot in the legs. If you have knee problems, you would just minimize and not go so deep into the lunge, or maybe not do this at all, but you really have to stay strong in your core, and you're getting a great leg workout.
And this would also work if you don't have incline on your
exactly. Just keeping it at a slow speed. All right, let's hit stop.
Okay.
All right, so what we've talked about is some cardio features that we've done, right? Lunging or walking and running. But you can also, on this particular treadmill, you can work your abdominals. You would want a treadmill that has rails. So I'm gonna have you turn around.
Okay.
Yep, there you go. And what you're gonna do here is you're going to lift your knees up toward your belly button. So yes, and I've got you holding onto the rails here, and I see that your back, it's okay to be leaning against it. If you feel strong enough, come away from the back. But yeah, how about that?
That does.
Now you are gonna activate some arm work, so your arms are gonna get stronger, a little bit of shoulder work, but this is great abdominals. So how about one more?
Okay, one more.
Good news is you don't have to do as many as those because they're really hard, really intense, and very strong.
How long should you hold it?
Well, you can kind of take a break in between, because what ends up, for me, it ends up bothering like my wrist a little bit. So just take a break and then maybe go back to it, because the whole idea is that you're working abdominals, not the other parts. Okay, so let's do something even a little more different and work the back of the legs.
All right.
So come down this way. I'm going to put this exercise ball here. You could do this on the floor, but I like doing it on the treadmill because the treadmill has sides and you can really hold on to it. So if you'll put your belly, your tummy on the ball, legs are behind you and they're long, you're gripping the sides. Now what I want you to do is keep your back activated, your abdominals, and now lift your legs up and back down. Lower them, and yes. So as long as you're not feeling this in your lower back and keeping the movement below the waistline, you're working the back of the legs in the gluteus maximus and in the hamstring. How does that feel?
Oh, that's great. And I mean, this is something that it would be very difficult to do without a treadmill to grab onto.
Right, so this is another, see your treadmill, you had no idea how all these features. So now you've got an abdominal workout and a leg workout on top of your cardiovascular workout, which was good for your heart.
So really the idea is not to just take this big piece of equipment that you put in your house and just do what you could be doing outside and just doing a slow-paced walk.
And just look at all the different options you might have to keep you not from being bored, to help you stay with your program, and to give your other you'll give yourself a total body workout.
And I know one thing you mentioned is the manual.
Yes, the manual is a great, people buy the treadmills and they kind of stick the manual in the drawer, but believe it or not, these manuals have great information in them telling you how to use the features, how to use the heart rate monitors, how to lower the incline and bring it up, so pay attention to the manual, it'll help you out.
Well, thank you for the great treadmill workout. Definitely not boring. And join us next time for more ways to look good and feel great.